Hi folks, we're back. I'm just going to show you a few things that I did to this piece. First of all, starting with the head, I finished up the hair, and what I made sure I did was to make these little notches where the hair and the face meet, okay? So it gives it a little bit more realism, okay? That's one thing. The other thing I did with the tassel is I put a couple extra lines in it to make it look more like a tassel, plus I've notched it on top of this so it looks like a little knot here at the top. Alright. The other thing I did was I dug underneath his teeth a little bit, so that gives it some more depth in there. I cleaned up his diploma and put a couple of notches here for the folds of the robe. And I put a little V-cut where the robe, the arm and the robe meet. You know, the right there in the crease there, and also in the back. I did the same thing. I put a little V-cut, cut it inward, and made it. When you do little V-cuts, it gives it a little bit of depth. Okay. Then with the shoes, I gave it a sole. So I put the soles of the shoes on. There was a little bit of a turn up on that. So I have the soles going up, so you'll see like the bottom part of the soles. The next thing I also did was I notched this out at the bottom a little bit to give it a little more depth, and that it has a flow to it a little bit. And you can see how it has a flow to it. Alright. The other thing I also did was with the hands up here, I put a little V-cut going upward into the sleeve on both of these to give it some depth. You can see that looks like a little bit of space. The other thing I also did was cut a little V-cut underneath the hands, okay, and all the way around. That gave it some more depth there as well. Then I also cut out the little bit of the thumb yet, okay, so it looks like a thumb. And that's pretty well it, folks. His tassel, I made that a little more distinct at the top, cut that a little more off at the top. So it's just refining it a little bit, you know, putting a little more detail in it than I had before. Whoops. And so the next time I just sprayed it with a clear acrylic spray before I actually start painting it. And again, this will be black, the tassel will be gold. The hair will be brown. I was going to do, I haven't decided. I think I'm going to do it like a burnt sienna, like a brown color. Or like a blonde color maybe. But I think I'm going to stick with the burnt sienna for that. And then the flesh color with some highlights with some red tones. The teeth and the lips will all be done that way, and of course the teeth will be white. And then the black robe, the hands will have the flesh color, the white diploma, and the black shoes with the high gloss. So I have a little bit of painting to do. I'm going to try to start it tonight, and then I'll show you exactly what he looks like when he's completely done. I'm kind of happy with him. I had nothing to go by other than what was in my head to do this, and I think he turned out okay. We'll see how he looks when he's painted. I'm sure that will give him a real distinct look, and it will finish him up nicely. Okay, folks, thanks for joining me, and we'll be back in a little while to show you what it looks like. Alright, be patient. I'll have it done. Bye-bye.